to discipline her without breaking her spirit. But I shall insist on reasonable obedience from the... Ink. I-N-K, ink. It has a name. All right. Down. Under. Up. Be careful of the needle. Good. You keep out of the ink, and perhaps I can keep out of the soup. These blots are her handiwork. All right. Let's try temperance. Bad girl. Good girl. Very good girl. Oh! All right.
What are you saying to her?
Oh, I was just making conversation, saying it was a sewing card.
But does that mean that to her?
No, she won't know what spelling is till she knows what a word is.
And yet you keep spelling to her. Why?
I like to hear myself talk.
The captain says it's like spelling to a fence post.
Does he now?
Is it?
No, it's how I want you to talk to Mildred.
Mildred?
Gibberish. Any baby. Gibberish. Baby talk gibberish. Grown-up gibberish. They understand one word of it to start. Somehow they begin to. They hear it. I'm letting Helen hear it.
Other children are not impaired.
Oh, there's nothing impaired in that head. It works like a mouse trap.
But after a child hears how many words, Miss Annie? 1,000,000?
I guess no mother is ever minded enough to count.
What did she spell?
I spelled card. She spelled cake. No, it's just a finger game to her. What she has to learn first is that things have names.
When will she learn?
Maybe after 1,000,001 words.
I should like to learn those letters, Miss Annie.
I'll teach you tomorrow morning. That makes only 500,000 each.
It's her bedtime.
Oh, Helen.
I am sorry, Miss Annie.
Why does she get a reward for stabbing me?
Well, we catch our flies with honey, I'm afraid. We haven't the heart for much else. So many times she simply cannot be compelled.
Yes, I'm the same way myself. The more I think, the more certain I am that obedience is the gateway through which knowledge enters the mind of the child.
Breakfast ready.
No, but shouldn't we give the devil his due, Father? The fact is that we lost South 2 years earlier when he outthought us behind Vicksburg.
Outthought's a peculiar word for a butcher.
Honest thinker, wasn't he?
Butcher. His only virtue as a soldier was in numbers, in that he led them all to slaughter with no more regard for them than so many sheep.
Well, even in the sense that he was a butcher, the fact is that he...
Drunk half the time.
Oh, I agree with that, Father. If his own people said he was, I can't argue.
Well, what is it you seem to admire about the man? The butchery or the drunkenness?
Neither, Father. Only that he beat us.
He didn't beat us.
Is it your contention we won the war, sir?
He didn't beat us. We lost Vicksburg because Pemberton gave Bragg 5,000 of his men. And Lauren, who I personally knew as a nincompoop before you were born, marched off from Champions Hill with plenty of men who held on. We lost Vicksburg because of stupidity, verging on treason.
I'd like to think we lost Vicksburg because Grant was one thing no Yankee general was before him.
What, drunk? I doubt it.
Obstinate.
Obstinate? Could any of them compare in that regard to old Stonewall? Old Stonewall was there, we would have still had Vicksburg.
Well, the butcher simply wouldn't give up. He tried 4 ways of getting around Vicksburg, and on the 5th try he got around. Anybody else would just...
He wouldn't have got around if we had a Southerner in command instead of that half-breed Yankee trader, Bevins.
Oh,
What's going on over there?
Miss Annie, you see, she's accustomed to helping herself to our plates.
Yes, but I'm not accustomed to it.
Oh, no, of course. Vani!
Give her something, Jimmy, to quiet her.
These are the best tail manners she's had. Oh, well...
Miss Sullivan, let it this time. It's the only way we get any adult conversation around here. My son's half mat's that description. I'll get you another plate.
I have a plate, thank you.
Bonnie, I'm afraid what the captain says is only too true. She'll keep at this until she gets her own way.
Bonnie, bring Miss Sullivan another plate.
I have a plate. There's nothing wrong with the plate. I intend to keep it.
You see why they took Vicksburg?
Miss Sullivan, one plate or another is hardly a matter of struggle with a deprived child.
Like Shirley Stewart, I have a more heroic issue myself.
I must insist. Let go of her hands.
Miss Annie, you don't know the child well enough.
I know an ordinary tantrum well enough when I see one, and a badly spoiled child.
Oh, here.
Miss Sullivan, if you understood your pupil just a little more, you'd have a little more pity in you.
Pity for this tyrant. The whole house turns on her wings. Is there anything she wants she doesn't get? Oh, I'll tell you what I pity. That the sun won't rise and set for her all her life and every day. You're telling her it will. What good will your pity do her when you're on the strawberries, Captain Keller?
Katie, will you do
I
something?
don't think it serves
It does you good, that's all. It's less trouble to pity her than it is to teach her anything better.
I fail to see where you've taught her anything yet, Miss
Oh, I'll
Sullivan.
begin this minute. You'll leave the room, Captain Keller.
Leave
Leave the room now.
Miss Sullivan, you are here as a paid teacher, nothing more. Certainly not to...
And I can't undo 12 years of pity if you won't stand up to one tantrum. Old Stonewall, indeed. Mrs. Keller, you promised me help.
I did. We truly
Then leave me alone with her now.
Katie, come with me. Outside, at once.
Out.
It takes all summer, General.
This girl, this cub of a girl, presumes. I tell you, I'm half a mind to ship her back to Boston before the week is out. You can inform her so for me.
Aye, Captain?
She's a hireling. Now, I want to make quite clear that unless there is an apology and a complete change of manner, that she goes back on the next train. Will you make that quite clear?
And where will you be, Captain, while I'm making that quite clear?
At the office.
Will you? I thought what she said was exceptionally intelligent. I've been saying it for years.
To his face? Or will you take it, Jimmy, as a flag? I'll tell the captain you called.
You hear what Miss Kate say. Never you mind what's going on here. You run along, tend to your own business. Go on, shoot.
Say what you like, Kate, but that child is a Keller. And I need to remind you that all Kellers are cousins to General Robert E. Lee. I don't know who that girl is. The only Sullivan I've heard of, from Boston too. And I think twice before locking her up with that cunt is that man, John L.
Let me have her, Miss Kate. I'll sneak her back to her crib.
This child never gives me a minute's worry.
This one's the angel of the family, no question about that.
What happened?
She ate from her own plate. She ate with a spoon herself. And she folded her napkin.
Folded her napkin.
The room's a wreck, but her napkin's folded. I'll be in my room, Mrs. Keller.
Don't be long, Miss Annie. Dinner'll be ready right away.
Folded her napkin. My Helen. Folded her napkin.
This soul, this blind, deaf, mute woman, can nothing be done to disinter this human soul, the whole neighborhood would rush out to save this woman if she were buried alive by the gaping of a pit, and would labor with zeal until she were dug out. Now, if there were one with as much patience as zeal, he might awaken in her the consciousness of her immortal.
Annie! Annie, you there?
Hush.
Annie, what's that noise?
It's just a cot, Jimmy.
Where are they pushing it?
To the dead house.
Does it hurt to be dead?
There is schools.
There's schools outside.
Schools where they teach blind ones worse than you. To
Read
read.
and write.
There is schools outside.
There is
schools.
You ain't going to school when you grow up, are you, Annie?
When I grow up,
You ain't either, Annie. You're going to stay here and take care of me.
going to school when I grow up.
You said we'd be together forever and ever.
Going to school when I grow up.
Little girl, I must tell you, your brother is going on a journey soon.
Annie!
Might awaken in her the consciousness of her immortal nature. The chance is small, but with a smaller chance, and if the life of the soul is more important than that of the body.
Goodbye, Annie.
Write me when you learn how.
Don't tell anyone you came from here. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, don't tell anyone you came from here.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
Annie, it hurts to be dead forever.
Kate, I will not have it. Now, you didn't see this morning when that girl went looking for Helen in her room.
No.
Helen practically climbed outside the window to escape from her. What kind of teacher is she? I thought I saw her at her worst this morning when she was shouting at me. Then I come home to find the entire house all disorganized by her. Helen won't stay in the same room 1 second with her. Won't come to table with her. Won't be undressed or bathed or put to bed by her. And Viney too. And as a result, you have to do more for the child than before we hired this girl's services. Ever since she got off that train, she has been nothing but a burden. She has been incompetent, impertinent, ineffectual, immodest.
She folded her napkin, Captain.
What?
Not ineffectual Helen did fold her napkin.
Good heavens, Katie. What's so amazing about that?
Well, it's more than you did, Captain.
Katie, I did not bring you all the way out here to the garden house to be frivolous. Now, will you tell me how Miss Sullivan intends to teach a blind deaf child who won't even let her touch her?
I don't know.
The fact is, she has scuttled any chance she had of getting along with the child. Now, if you can show me any point or purpose of her staying on here any longer,
What
that's
do
more.
you wish me to do?
I wish you to give her notice.
I can't.
You must. If you can't, I must. Because I just... Sullivan.
Captain Keller, Viney said I'd find both of you down here at the garden house. I thought we should have a talk.
Yes. Please come in. Katie?
Captain,
Miss Sullivan, I wanted to speak with Katie in private to get my position straight with her. I am not satisfied, Miss Sullivan. In fact, deeply dissatisfied with the manner in which you...
Excuse me, is this little garden house ever in use?
Yes, in the hunting season. If you'll give me your attention, Miss Sullivan, I have attempted to give you allowances because you come from a different part of the country where people are, women I should say, come with whom allowances must be made. And therefore have decided nonetheless to, Miss Sullivan, I find it difficult to speak with you through those glasses.
Yes, of course.
Why do you wear them? The sun's been down for over an hour.
Any kind of light hurts my eyes.
Well, put them on, please. Nevertheless, I have decided to give you another chance.
To do what?
To remain in our employ, but on 2 conditions. I am not accustomed to rudeness in women or servants, and that is the first. If you are to remain here, there must be a complete change of manner.
Whose?
Yours, young lady, isn't it obvious? And the second is that you persuade me that there is any hope of you teaching a child who runs away from you like the plague to anybody else in the house.
There isn't.
What, Miss Annie?
It's hopeless here.
Then do I understand you presume?
Well, if we're all agreed it's hopeless, then
Miss
it's...
Annie, I am not agreed. I think perhaps you underestimate Helen.
I think everyone else here does.
She did fold her napkin. Oh, she learns. She learns. Did you know that she began talking when she was only 6 months old? Oh, she could say water. Well, not really wawa, but she knew what it meant. She meant water and only 6 months old. I never saw a child so bright and outgoing. It's still in her somewhere, isn't it? You should have seen her before her illness. Such a good-tempered child.
She's changed.
Miss Annie, put up with it. And with us.
Us?
Please, like the lost lamb in the parable, I love her all the more.
Mrs. Keller, I don't think Helen's worst handicap is deafness or blindness. I think it's your love and pity.
What is that supposed to mean?
Only you here are so sorry for her. You've kept her like a pet. Why, even a dog you housebreak. No wonder she won't let me come near her. It's useless for me to try to teach her language or anything else here.
Miss Annie, before you came, we spoke of putting her in an asylum.
What kind of an asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there. I can tell you what I saw. People like animals with rats in the halls. What are we to do, Miss Annie, if you give up?
Give up?
Well, you said it was hopeless.
Here! Give up? Why, only today so it has to be done to begin. I want complete charge of her.
You already have that, and that's resulted in...
No, I mean day and night. She has to be dependent on me.
For what?
Everything. The food she eats, the clothes she wears, fresh air, even the air she breathes. Everything her body needs is a primer to teach her out of. It's the only way. The one who gives it to her should be her teacher, not anyone who loves her. You have so many feelings, they fall all over each other like feet. You won't use your chances and you won't let me.
But if she runs from you to us...
Yes, that's the point. I'll have to live with her somewhere else.
What?
Until she learns to depend on and listen to me.
For how long?
As long as it takes. I've packed half my things already.
Miss Sullivan?
Captain Keller meets both your conditions. It's the one way I can get back in touch with Helen. And I don't see how I can be rude to you again if you're not around to interfere with me.
What is your intention if I say no? Abandon your charge, pack the rest of your things for home, and abandon your charge to...
To the asylum? I grew up in such an asylum. The state almshouse. Rats. My brother Jimmy and I used to play with the rats because we didn't have toys. Maybe you'd like to know what Helen will find there, not on visiting days? In one ward, the old women. Crippled, blind, dying mostly. And even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to move them. That's where they put us. There were younger ones across the hall, prostitutes mostly, with TB and epileptic fits, and a couple of the kind who keep after other girls, especially young ones. And some were insane. Some just had the DTs. The youngest were in another ward, had babies they didn't want. They started at 13, 14. Afterwards, the babies stayed. They left. But we played with the babies too, even though many of them had sores all over from diseases you're not supposed to talk about. But not many of them lived. The first year we had 80, 70 died. The room Jimmy and I used to play in was the dead house where they kept the bodies.
Oh, my dear.
Until they could dig the graves. No. It made me strong. But I don't think you need to send Helen there. She's strong enough. No, I have no conditions, Captain Keller.
Miss Annie,
Yes.
where would you take Helen?
Italy?
What?
Can't have everything. How would this garden house do? Furnish it. Bring her here after a long ride so she doesn't recognize it. And you can see her every day if she doesn't know.
Is that all?
That's all.
With your permission, Captain.
Why must she depend on you for the food she eats?
I want control of it.
Why?
It's a way to reach her.
Do you intend on starving the child and then letting you touch her?
She won't starve, she'll learn. All's fair in love and war, Captain Keller. You never cut supplies?
This is hardly a war, Miss Sullivan.
Well, it isn't love. Siege is a siege.
Miss Sullivan, do you like the child?
To you.
You could have a servant here.
Well, I'll have enough work without looking after a servant. That boy Percy, he could sleep here, run errands.
I think Percy could sleep here, Captain.
His own furniture, all her own.
Do you think that walnut bedstead in the barn would be too
I have not consented to Percy. All of this plan, all of Miss Sullivan staying in this house, all of you. Fine, I'd consent to all of it. Well, for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks in this place, and it'll be a miracle if you get the child to tolerate you.
Can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks, Miss Anne?
Anything or not, 2 weeks, and then the child comes back to us. Let us know, Miss Sullivan, yes or no.
2 weeks for only one miracle? I'll get her to tolerate me.
You can't think as little of love as you say you do, or you wouldn't stay.
I didn't come for love. I came for money. A, the first of many. 26. Oh.
Things easily, do you? How do you expect to win her hand here, in this place?
Do I know? I lost my temper and here we are.
Well, no touching, no teaching. I mean, you are bigger.
I'm not counting on force. I'm counting on her. That little imp is dying to know.
Know what?
Anything. Any and every crumb under God's creation. I'll have to use that appetite too.
Maybe she'll teach you.
Of course.
That she isn't. That there is such thing as dullness of heart, acceptance, and letting go. Sooner or later, we all give up hope, don't we?
Maybe you all do. It's my idea of the original sin.
What is?
Giving up.
Oh, you won't open her. Why don't you let her be? Have some pity on her for what she is.
If I had ever once thought that way, I'd be dead.
You will be. Why trouble? The way you teach me.
Does she know where she is?
We rode her out in the country for 2 hours.
For all she knows, she's in another town.
Oh, that's her sign for me.
I know. In 2 weeks.
Miss Annie, please be good to her. These 2 weeks, try to be very good to her.
2 weeks. What did I get myself into now?
Just don't understand it. I had every intention of dismissing that girl, not sitting her up like an empress.
Yes. What's the secret, sir?
Secret?
that enables her to get anything out of you that she wants. But I can't.
She doesn't get anything she wants out of me! Oh, he's afraid. What does he want out of me?
My God, don't you know?
What?
Everything you forgot when you forgot my mother!
One thing the girl's secret is not is find a shot and disappearing. Don't listen to him.
Captain, I am proud of you
For what?
for letting that girl have what she needs.
Why can't he bear me? My son can't be. What? It's as if I treat him as hard as that girl treats Helen.
Perhaps you do.
He's got to learn some respect.
Do you like the child? How empty the house is tonight.
Annie! Annie! No, no pity. I won't have it. Neither of us. I will touch you. How do... Percy, get up! Percy, come in here, I need you. Percy, are you awake?
No.
How would you like to play a nice game with Helen? Touch her hand, she's on the bed.
Let me go. She's gonna get mad. She's trying to, she's gonna hit me.
And Tom, if only she knew. I'll show you how she makes letters. Here's one, C. Here's another one, A. C. A. C. C-A-K-E. Oh, she spells cake, she gets cake. Isn't it funny she knows how to spell it, but doesn't know she knows? All right. She won't play with me. I'll play with you. How would you like to learn one she doesn't know?
No.
M-I-L-K. M is this. No, why should I talk to you? I is this. L-K. Oh, you're jealous, are you? All right. M-I-L-K. Good. So we're back to where I can touch you. Touch and go. Ah, no love lost. There we go. Thank you. You can go back to bed now. You've earned your sleep. Now I'm going to teach you one word. Everything. Hush, little baby. Don't say a word. Hush, little baby. Don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. And if that diamond ring turns glass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. And if that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. And if that billy goat won't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a cart and
If I were a candle shining in the night, when shadows fall on your way, sending out before you streams of golden light, so you need not be afraid. Would you let me light your way if I were? And I wish I were a candle.
water. W-A-T-E-R. It has a name. A. A. E-G-G. It has a name. The name stands for the thing. Oh, it's so simple. Simple as birth to explain. The chick has to come out of its shell sometime. And then you come out too. There's only one way out for you. It's language. To learn that your fingers can talk. You say anything. Anything you can name. Mug. This is mug. M-U-G. It has a name. A.
Well, I mean, the house has been practically normal, hasn't it?
Jimmy,
Is it wrong to enjoy a quiet breakfast after 12 years? Well, you two seem to even be enjoying each other's company.
it'd be even more noiseless if you weren't running your tongue every minute. Haven't you enough feeling to imagine what Katie's been going through these past...
Captain, no. No, it's true. The 2 weeks have been normal. Quiet, all you say, but not short. Interminable.
W-A-T-E-R. This.
But I only meant that Miss Sullivan is a boon of contention, though, it seems.
If and when you're married, Jimmy, you'll understand what separation means. Mother loses a protector. You'll learn we don't just keep our children safe, they keep us safe. There are all kinds of separation. Katie's been going through one kind for the last 12 years. Another kind is disappointment in a child.
Every day, more and more inadequate.
Kate? I'm sorry. Open my mouth like the fairy tale. Frogs jump out.
No, it has been better for everyone.
If only there was someone to help me. I need a teacher as much as Helen.
Kate? What does he want from you?
That's not the question. Stand up to the world, Jimmy. That comes first.
But the world is him.
Yes, then no one can do it for you.
Kate, at least we could be friends.
We are.
I feel every day more and more inadequate. My mind is undisciplined, full of skips and jumps. Disinterred, disinterested, disjoined, disinterested. Where's discipline? What's a dictionary? You have to know how to spell it before you can look up how to spell it. Discipline. Discipline. Undisciplined.
What are you doing to your eyes?
Worse on my vanity. I'm learning to spell. It's like a surprise party. The most unexpected characters turn up.
You're not to overwork your eyes, Miss Annie.
Well, whatever I spell to Helen, I'd better spell right.
How serene she is.
She learned that stitch yesterday. Now I can't get her to stop. Such a little lady. She'd sooner starve than eat with her fingers.
You've taught us so much these 2 weeks. I would never
Not
have...
enough. Obedience isn't enough. Well, she learned 2 nouns this morning, key and water. Brings her up to 18 nouns and 3 verbs.
But not...
No, not that they mean things. It's still a finger game, no meaning. Mrs. Keller, shall we play our finger game?
But how will she learn?
It'll come.
How?
How does a bird learn to fly? We're born to use words, like wings. It has to come.
How?
All right, I don't know how. I've done everything I could think of, everything she's learned here. Keeping herself clean, knitting, stringing beads, setting up exercises each morning. We climb trees, hunt eggs. Yesterday, a chick was born in her hands. All of it we spell, everything we do. We never stop spelling. I go to bed each night with writer's cramp from talking so much.
I'll worry about you, Miss Annie. How's rest?
Ow. She spells back in her sleep. Her fingers make letters when she doesn't know. Your bones, those 5 fingers, that hand aches to speak out. Something in her mind is asleep. How do I nudge that awake? That's the one question. With no answer, except to keep at it, like this. Mortan. Here, spell it.
Because I can't unspell it.
If she ever learns, you'll have a lot to tell each other. Start now.
Miss Annie, I stopped by on my way from the office. I wanted to see Helen.
Outside, please.
Oh, my dear child, the 2 weeks are up today. Surely you don't object to...
Not until 6 o'clock.
What is the fraction of one day, man?
An agreement is an agreement. Now you've been very good. I'm sure you can keep it up for a few more hours.
You are a tyrant, Miss Sullivan.
Likewise, I'm sure. You can stand over there and close the door if she comes.
I don't think you know how eager we are to have her back in our arms.
I do know. It's my main worry.
It's like expecting a new child in the house. She looks so composed, so attractive. You've done wonders for the child, Miss Sullivan.
Have I?
If there's anything you want in repayment, tell us. It'll be a privilege.
I already told Mrs. Keller. I want
Miss Annie.
another week.
We miss the child. I miss the child. And that's a different kind of debt I owe you.
Feed it to Helen. Give her another week.
Doesn't she miss us?
Of course she does. What a terrible exile this must have been for her. Can you say it's not?
No, but
Doesn't she need affection too?
she never shows me she needs it. She won't have any caress in her.
But you are not her mother.
And what would another week accomplish? You have done so much more than we ever thought possible. So, ton of constructive things to do, to look like, to act like a human child. So manageable, so contented, cleaner, more...
Cleaner?
Well, we say cleanliness is next to godliness.
Cleanliness is next to nothing. She's to learn that everything has a name. That words can be her eyes to everything in the world, outside her, inside too. What is she without words? With them she can think, have ideas, be reached. There's not a thought or a fact in the world that can't be hers. You publish a newspaper, Captain Keller. Do I have to tell you what words are?
Miss Sullivan.
She has them already. 18 nouns and 3 verbs. They're in her fingers. I need only time to push one of them into her mind. One and everything under the sun will follow. Don't you see everything she's learned? There's only clearing the way for that. I can't risk her unlearning it. I need more time alone with her.
Look! What is she spelling?
Water?
Teaching a doll to spell. The doll doesn't know what she means any more than she knows what you mean, Miss Sullivan. I think you ask too much of her, and yourself. God may not have wanted her to have the eyes you speak of.
I want her to.
What is it to you? We see how we indulge her for ourselves. Is the opposite true for you?
Half a week?
An agreement is an agreement.
Mrs. Keller?
I want her back.
I'll send Vonnie over to help you pack.
Not until 6 o'clock. I have her until 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
No. No. Not water. Doll. D-O-L-L. Doll. Not water. I don't know how to tell you. No soul in the world knows how to tell you, Helen. Yes, what is it to me? Give them back their child, housebroken like a dog, and they're satisfied. Everybody's satisfied. But me, and you. Reach. I wanted to teach you. Everything the earth is full of, Helen. Everything but if it's ours for a wink and it's gone. But we are on it. The ideas we bring to it and leave behind in words. Why, you can see 5,000 years back in the light of words. Everything we think, feel, know, and share in words. So not a soul is done with her in darkness, even in the grave. And I know one word, and I can put the world in your hands, and whatever it is to me, I won't take less. How? How do I teach you that this means a word, and the word means this thing, wool? Or this, S-T-O-O-L, means this thing, stool. Napkin. Dress. F-A-C-E, face. M-O-T-H-E-R. Mother. M-O-T-H-E.
Let her come.
You said we'd be together forever. You said forever. And Annie!
That battle is dead and gone. Why not let it stay buried?
And God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
And I owe God.
Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Forever and ever.
Miss Annie, I've been waiting to give this to you.
What?
Your first month's salary, with many more to come, I trust. It doesn't begin to express what we feel and to repay our debt for all you've done.
What have I done?
You've taken a wild thing and given us back a child.
Taught her one thing. No. Don't do this, don't do that.
It's more than all of us could for all these years.
So much languages. I wanted to teach her yes.
You'll have time.
I don't know how. I know without it simply obeys, no gift. Obedience without understanding is a blindness too. Is that all I wished on her?
No.
Maybe. I don't know what else to do. Simply go on, keep doing what I've done, and have faith. Have faith that inside it's waiting, like water, underground. All I can do is keep on.
It's enough for us.
You can help Captain Keller.
How?
Even learning no has been at a cost of much trouble and pain. Don't undo it.
Why would we
The
wish
world
to?
isn't an easy place for anyone. I don't want her just to obey, but to let her have her way. Everything is a lie to her. And I don't even love her. She's not my child. Well, you have to stand between that lie and her.
We'll try.
Because I will. As long as you let me stay, that's one promise I'll keep.
Agreed. You have taught us so much, Miss Annie. I trust. You come to supper now.
Yes. Why doesn't God pay his debts each month?
I beg your pardon.
Nothing. I used to wonder how I could earn a living. I really do. Now the question is, can I survive it?
May I?
Oh, we'll be glad to have you back too, probably.
What? Oh, keys. Yes, I think I'll hold the keys. I think we've had enough of locked doors too.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy.
Evening, General.
Will you say your grace, Jimmy?
Certainly. When Jacob was left alone, and he wrestled with an angel until the break of the day, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was at a joint as he wrestled with it. And the angel said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And Jacob said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. Amen.
That's a very strange grace, James.
Hey, stop the muffins around, please.
It's from the good book, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. Didn't you know?
Yes, I knew.
Miss Annie?
Thank you.
I only meant that it is from the good book, and therefore fitting grace.
Well, I don't know about that.
And ham, Miss Annie?
Thank you.
There's an awful lot of things in the good book I wouldn't care to hear just before eating.
Well, it's fitting in the sense that the hollow of Jacob's thigh was at a
I
joint.
declare, James.
Pickles, Aunt Eb?
Oh, I should say so. You know my opinion of your pickles.
Well, that's the end of them, I'm afraid. I didn't put up nearly enough last summer. This year I intend to.
Reverend looked into the office today. He's complaining about his hands. Stop laying there. Poor fellow, he was out of joint.
I always suspected those hands.
What?
I think they're papers. Has he tried?
James, now you're pulling my low string. You know.
Miss Annie,
No.
please, it's a very special day.
It will be when I give in to that.
I've hardly had the chance to welcome her home yet.
Captain Keller.
Katie, we had a little talk. Miss Anna feels that if we indulge her in these...
But what's the child done?
She's learned not to throw things on the floor and kick. It took the better part of 2 weeks.
Well, it's only a napkin. It's not as if it were breakable.
And everything she's learned is. Mrs. Keller, I don't think we should play tug of war for her. Either give her to me or you'll keep her from kicking.
What do you wish to do?
Let me take her from the table. Captain, she's testing you. You realize?
She's testing you. Be quiet, Jimmy. Now she's home. Naturally,
She wants to see what will happen. At your hands. I said it was my main worry. Is this what you promised me not to have an hour ago?
She's not kicking now.
I'm not learning not to. Mrs. Keller, teaching her is bound to be painful to everyone. I know it hurts to watch, but she'll live up to what you demand of her and no more.
She's testing you.
Jimmy.
I have an opinion. I think
Nobody's interested in your
I'm
opinion.
interested. Of course she's testing me. Let me keep her to what she's learned and she'll go on learning from me. Take her out of my hands and it all comes apart. Be bountiful. It's at her expense. Please pass me more of her favorite foods.
Take her, Miss Annie.
Thank you.
Now, I'm afraid you're the trouble now, Miss Annie. Now, we'll keep her to what she's learned. You're quite right there. I don't understand why she needs to be sent from the table. Please, pass her plate back. She is the guest of honor, after all.
She was a seeing child. None of you would tolerate one
But
minute.
she's not. And I think some compromise is in order here. Pass her plate back, please. There. It's not unnatural for us to have some aversion to our teachers. Sometimes another hand can smooth things out. Now, can we start all over again?
Yes, let's.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I think we've started all over.
Oh!
Where are you going?
Don't get up! Don't smooth anything else out for me! Don't interfere in any way! I treat her like a seeing child because I asked her to see! I expect her to see! Don't undo what I do!
Where are you taking
To
her?
make her fill this pitcher again!
You let her speak to you like that, Arthur? A creature who works for you?
No, I don't! Let her go! What?
I said let her go. She's right. She's right. Kate's right. I'm right. And you're wrong. If you're going to drive around here, it'll be over my good chair. Has it never occurred to you that on one occasion you might be consummately wrong?
Captain!
Everybody sit down. Please. Jimmy. Sit down.
All right. Pump. No, she's not here. Pump. W-A-T-E-R. Water. W-A-T-E-R. It has a name. Yes! 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 Round! G-R-O-U-N-D, round! Yes! Pump! 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 Yes! Yes! Oh, Mrs. Keller! Mrs. Keller! Step! S-T-E-P, step! Oh! Mrs. Keller, she knows! She knows! Mother! Mother!
She knows, Captain. She knows.
Papa! Papa!
She spelled Papa!
Teacher! Teacher!
Teacher.
I love Helen forever and ever. Let's go down, down to the river to pray.
Let's go down to the river to pray.
Let's go down to the river to pray. When I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, when you shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brother, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brother, let's go down, down to the river to pray.
When I went down to the river to pray, studying about